Some friendships aren't attacks, they're assignments from the enemy, and if you don't have spiritual discernment, you'll confuse bondage for loyalty and call it love when it's actually a silent war on your destiny. You know it's toxic when being around them drains your spirit, poisons your peace, and pulls you back into cycles you've already been delivered from, but you stay, hoping they'll change, even though deep down, you know God has been nudging you to walk away. Proverbs 13 verse 20 warns us that a companion of fools will suffer harm, and if someone constantly surrounds you with gossip, envy, chaos, or bitterness, that's not friendship, that's slow spiritual sabotage. God didn't call you to be anyone's emotional punching bag or spiritual dumping ground, and sometimes the most anointed thing you can do is walk away. Not with anger, not with bitterness, but with holy conviction that your peace matters, your calling matters, and your obedience to God matters more than any human connection. There's a shocking truth most Christians ignore: the enemy doesn't just attack through enemies, he hides in familiar voices, including friends who once served a purpose but now serve as a distraction. If every time you rise in faith they mock it, minimize it, or pull you back into old ways of thinking, that's not love, that's resistance. 2 Timothy 3 verse 5 speaks of people who have a form of godliness but deny its power, and some of the people you call friends secretly resent your growth because it confronts their stagnation. Don't ignore the moments when you feel the Holy Spirit tightening your heart when you're around them, or when your prayer life collapses after your conversations. They're not harmless, they're hindering your spirit. And you aren't called to stay attached to anyone who pulls you out of alignment with your assignment. Jesus himself walked away from crowds when the atmosphere wasn't right, Luke 5 verse 16, and he even distanced himself from certain people when their hearts were hardened. So what makes you think staying in a toxic friendship is more righteous than protecting your oil? One hidden sign God is telling you to walk away is when he allows tension to rise, not to punish, but to expose. When you start seeing their true character through conflict, or when their words turn sharp the moment you set boundaries, that's not you being too sensitive, that's God giving you clarity. Peace isn't always gentle, it's often surgical. Walking away doesn't mean you failed, it means you finally obeyed. Romans 12 verse 18 says, as much as it depends on you, live at peace with everyone, but peace isn't possible when toxicity is tolerated. So here's the challenge: will you stay where your spirit is suffocating just to avoid the discomfort of distance, or will you be bold enough to protect your purpose? You cannot carry the weight of your calling and the poison of toxic loyalty at the same time. Let go, and trust that obedience to God will always birth greater connections, deeper healing, and a peace that doesn't need to be earned or explained. Walk away, not in pride, but in purpose.